Hey, so welcome to the channel. I'm Harlan D. White, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about NFTs and why I decided to purchase one just last month. Now, this will be part of my Crypto in Under 5 Minutes series, so definitely stay tuned for more topics. Now, if you're new to my channel, I focus on personal finance, so things like budgeting, getting out of debt, crypto, and also I have a weekly podcast that I just started where, of course, we talk about personal finance. Now let's jump into the topic of NFTs. NFTs have been very popular this year in 2021, so much so that during the peak of the mania, a well-known digital artist, Beeple, was able to sell one of his pieces of artwork for a whopping $69.3 million at a Christie's auction. Now, this NFT was a collage of 5,000 digital images that were arranged chronologically and was the byproduct of Beeple daily create a new piece of artwork for 5,000 days straight. Now, who in their right mind would buy what many would consider simply a JPEG for a whopping $69.3 million? The answer to that would be Metakovan. Now, I won't go through his background in detail, but he made much of his money through crypto trading, and he really believes in the future of digital art in the form of NFTs. And so you may be thinking, what is Metakovan going to do with this Beeple NFT? Well, of course, he is going to put it inside of a digital art museum within a virtual world. Personally, I think Metakovan might actually be onto something, especially with the advancement of virtual reality. Now, let's dig into what distinguishes an NFT from just any other digital image. NFT stands for non-fungible token. So let's break that down. When something is fungible, it is able to replace or be replaced by an identical item, and thus it is interchangeable. A great example of this is the US $20 bill. It doesn't matter when it was created, but any $20 bill is worth simply $20. In the crypto world, Bitcoin is an example of a fungible token, meaning that any one Bitcoin is going to be worth just the same amount as any other Bitcoin. Now, this is not the case with NFTs because these are non-fungible tokens, meaning that they are not mutually interchangeable and that each one is actually unique in much the same way that a Mona Lisa is unique. Now, with this background, what distinguishes an NFT from any other digital image? A NFT is a unit of data stored on a digital ledger called a blockchain, and it certifies that a digital asset is actually unique and therefore not interchangeable. NFTs can be used to represent items such as photos, video, audio, and many other forms of digital files. Additionally, NFTs can be a digital representation of physical assets too. So while copies of these digital items may be available for anyone to obtain, NFTs are tracked on the blockchain, and as a result, you can prove your ownership of that particular NFT. And this is basically what distinguishes an NFT from, let's say, a JPEG file or any other digital file. In much the same way, you can probably buy a replica of a Mona Lisa or Babe Ruth rookie card. However, the original is going to be worth more than the replica. So it's all about proof of ownership. All right, so let's transition. As I mentioned in my introduction, I myself bought my first NFT just last month. So let me break down how that came about and why I bought an NFT. So basically, I went to sleep, then I woke up, then I looked at my phone, and then I saw that one of my favorite YouTubers was selling an NFT. Basically, what he was selling was a digital representation of a hoodie. But technically, I received a hoodie plus an Ethereum-based ERC 1155 NFT. Now, these first edition NFTs were tied to two separate hoodie designs and were limited to 50 NFTs per design. Additionally, the NFTs are broken down into 4 levels of rarity. However, when I woke up, only level 4 was remaining, and so within about 5 minutes, I decided to go ahead and purchase my very first NFT. And in fact, within 3 hours, he sold out of all of his NFTs. So why did I decide to buy this particular NFT? Well, as I mentioned, he's my favorite cryptocurrency YouTuber, and I know that he doesn't run ads on his channel, and one of the ways that he earns income is through selling of merchandise. And so I felt like it was a way to support his channel because he's provided me with a lot of valuable information. And the second reason is because I believe that this NFT will actually go up in value because of the value that he is bringing within the crypto education space. So definitely, if you're interested in learning more about cryptocurrency, I would suggest checking out his channel, Coin Bureau. And that's it. That's why I decided to purchase my first NFT. So thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you learned more about what NFTs are. If you liked the video, remember to like the video. If you're interested in more content like this or other personal finance topics like budgeting, getting out of debt, or weekly podcasts, definitely subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified of future videos. Until next time.